Good afternoon. Today, the 24th of January 2022, we welcome you to another exciting episode of Talking Sports. I am Marvelous M.R. Richards, and today we'll be talking netball. But to make it a little more interesting, I will say that we will reflect on the life and times of two of Antigua's most decorated netballers. In the studio with me this afternoon was one of the world's best shooters and have played and coached in Antigua for many years. I'm talking about Mrs. Yvonne Williams-Willis. And on Zoom is the renowned Cecile Hunt Jarvis. And I want to welcome you girls. Welcome to Talking Sports.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But before we begin our chat with them, we just would like you to know about our partners. ACB Caribbean, our platinum sponsor, and they have been in banking for over 63 years and have been sponsoring Antigua Parish League cricket for over 43. The staff there are pleasant, they are willing and able to assist you with your financial and banking needs, and they are situated at the corner of Thames and St. Mary Street right here in St. John's. ACB Caribbean, simply smarter banking. Also Blue Mountain Water. It is known as the greatest tasting water and also the purest. And if you would like to have some of this, you can get that at the mega store, and they are situated on the American Road. Also Cecil Charles group of companies through his pharmacy, through Seco Pharmacy for all your medical needs. And their experienced pharmacist is dedicated to serving the healthcare needs of all their customers, and they are situated on High Street. Also Hutchison Limited, the agents for Pine Hill Juices. So we say whatever your fruity flavor preference is, it's easy to sip and smile with Pine Hill Juices, and they are situated on the Factory Road. Also plumbing and electrical for great service and good deals. Everything plumbing and electrical, all at one stop, and they are situated on the Potter's Main Road. And also brands for less. And the name says it all. You pay less for quality branded products, and they cater for men, women, and children. And they are situated right here on High Street. And it's very simple. When you go and check these people out, please tell them that we here at Talking Sports sent you, and they will take good care of you. Also, we like to let our viewers know that we are on Facebook at ACB Caribbean Parish League, and on YouTube at Antigua Parish League, and also on Instagram at the same Antigua Parish League. And we are also coming live on CTV Channel 8 right here in Antigua, and our Zoom ID is 636-015-0303. I repeat, 636-015-0303. And the password is 12345. And our WhatsApp number is 1268, if you're calling from overseas, 776-2866. That's 1268-776-2866. Remember to share and to like. Now, back to the subject at hand. Welcome again, girls. Welcome to Talking Sports. It's a pleasure to have you here with us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, let me start, and this question goes out to whichever one would like to answer first, really, right? We want to know how it all started for you in netball. Take us back to a little Yvonne and a little Cecile.
Well, I think I'll start, Yvonne, since I'm your baby.
Okay.
I started in Warner Grove Private School. We had a coach, Mr. Engelhan, and he started this netball team, and we did pretty good. So I decided to go and play with Oval's team, and that's where I got my start. So I finally ended up on the Antigua netball team under Yvonne.
Okay, so your captain is right here with me, right?
Yes, yes.
What did you all start for you, Yvonne?
Well, for me, going to girls' school, St. John's Girls' School, opposite Miss Davis School. Well, I couldn't play at the time, but I remember Angela Adams, Melba Joseph, a lot of those big girls. And so we couldn't get on the team because they had a league going on with just a few teams like YMCU, to our school, Ivy Leaguers, the Y, and those were the teams that I know. I used to watch Angela and all those other girls. And Mr. Greer, Police Greer, used to coach them. You remember that?
Right. Yes, I remember. Yeah, I remember Greer.
With that big voice he fighting you,
Yes. Remember what I tell you?
So then after, I remember Clytie Joseph used to live just opposite the girls' school. Remember Mr. Clytie?
That's right, Clytie, yes.
Yeah, Janice Dover.
That's right.
I used to watch those people play. Heather Bailey.
Right.
They used to play
Man,
for Ivy Leaguers.
right,
They
that's
were,
right.
I think, the starting ground. And Miss Maxwell and her daughter, Miss Maxwell, used to be the umpire. I remember. I won't tell you my age when I start, because you start calculating how
started very
old
early.
I am.
You started early, that's
How
right.
young I am,
Right.
really. Yeah, started real early. And so I started out first in track and field, and then a lot of the netballers who end up with our group used to do track. And so leave track and then start with this netball thing. And so I couldn't get in the netball because those girls were old and so on. So Clytie and myself used to throw up lime. Sissy, you remember those days? We used to throw up lime. Johnson tried to because if you can't stand up properly, you can't get on that team.
I hear.
So you would throw up a lime or orange and fling it in the air and run to the bench and stake your foot and so. So time you get into the team now, at least you already know the basic foundation of landing and catching. And so I started to play netball.
Yeah, but you see the thing about you, it's funny that you had mentioned about athletics, that you started in track and field first. Because I can remember when you girls used to play, you girls used to be so fit, really, and used to run a lot. I mean, when when I remember Loretta also.
Oh, yes.
She was kind of quiet. She was a kind of quiet one, really, right? But with her playing was very aggressive,
Yes.
Yes, and everybody seemed to have been fit. So that's how it started in athletics,
Joyce and Samuel, she died, she too was starting with us. And so we move on, we went into the Association League. I remember I started playing with a team named Rangers, and we used to practice in Grace Farm Pasture.
Okay.
And we had guys used to play with us in those days, like Towell, Micah brother, was one of our. Remember, Sissy, they had some guys.
Mancho.
Oh yeah.
Not so Mancho. You had
Cecile,
some
don't tell him I used to play
overs, man. Some overs. What's the name again?
Melvin, you play.
One.
Melvin, you used to be over there too.
I know. I would try in a little now and then, yes.
I was trying to remember his name. Used to be Wilton. The tall clay guy used to be between the alley, your team. Boy, we used to get some words from those guys, boy, when overs and national playing.
Oh man, that was some time.
Oh yeah. Gordon too used to play with them, and then he went on to Eagles. But that's when netball started to get going. When Succeeded come in and myself.
Man and them.
Yeah.
All them guys.
Yeah, so we went in and meet all these elite teams like Ivy Leaguers and the Y and so on. Bata Antajets, which is Theresa, young team from school. So, that's when the competition starts.
Right. Were they kind of
Dr. Heat. And I think Dr. Heat used to play Ginger Tea.
That's
They
right.
used to. They were the ones I think who formed netball and started playing netball in Antigua with Heather Bailey and Janice Dover. And so I remember Janice used to be quick and moving, man. And that was kind of the leads to us from the little rural areas coming in and trying to dominate the whole netball scene.
Yeah, but Ivy League isn't so. These girls they were champions and until overs and so on.
and
Some,
night-
Until we came. They were champion until we came.
Yes. When we came here with our different style, running fast and moving, so on. Huh?
but they were, when you say they were Ivy League, right? They were kind of little in a little league and all by themselves.
Yeah, by themselves.
Like you know, like a
Everybody had to make a trick.
they were little dick
Yeah,
people
Dick team.
until we came and started running.
The
Right?
roughness coming in, our fastness and so on.
And the
yes.
quickness, yes.
Yeah, because we were very fit, as I say, because we used to do track and so on. We came in with a different type of spirited netball, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
at the same, you know, that kind of thing. And even going through the netball program that we had, we got selected. I remember we were even playing in recreation ground just behind Double Decker, wasn't there then? We used to
Okay.
mark code there, and we used to play tournament in there.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to play tournament behind the tennis court up,
Just by Gambles there.
yeah, where the
Just
tennis court is now.
Yeah.
They call in there again, Cecile, we used to play in there. Lady Nugent, they call it. Vikings. Vikings Sports Club. We used to play netball tournaments there too. And so we played all over. And then when we leave from Grace Farm now and come closer, we used to, our home ground used to be where Credit Union parking is by boys' school.
Right. Okay.
That's where we used to practice.
Okay.
And we used to have the man name used to have the restaurant. He died, I think.
Yeah.
You can go the back of it where the Dr. Bird is now.
Right. Oh, well,
Yeah,
You
we used
used
to-
to live in England or something like that?
Yeah, moved back here. So we used to play, right there was our grounds for practicing. And so as we come along, then Mr. Jarvis saw this little team doing so well, and he sponsored us. He sponsored a football team too, National Bakery.
National Bakery, right.
Yeah.
So then we move up to becoming national team. Not the Antigua national team.
But the name was
But
national.
the name
because
was
of the
national.
name of
National, yes.
Carry
Bakery, right?
national, yeah.
And guess who they were afraid of, Mervyn?
Huh?
Guess who they were afraid of?
Ovals?
Ovals, of course.
Ovals.
Never,
Huh?
never.
Shoot it out now.
We always winning, never. One
They were so scared to the pipeline.
tournament
Oh my God.
in the Lions Den in the 70s. Played against them a champion match. And Loretta, crowd was in Lions, man. You remember those days?
Of
That
course.
ball was
Yeah.
up to now. Meet me say.
You tell them how you used to run around your foot?
Aye, there was this, and
That's-
we used to come and watch you all, and you know all the moves, and netball used to pack. Those were the days, man.
Yeah.
Competition, rivalry strong, but we were friends because when we get selected to play for Antigua, we would pass and wake up each other to
Right.
go
Yeah.
practice in the morning for 4 o'clock.
We used to do that with football too.
Yeah,
We used to do that.
you know,
you're
we
right.
were together. Well, when we get on the court, that's a different thing. Until when the game finished, we walk.
Miss Game, yeah.
Everybody fussing, you do this,
Yeah.
you do that, and you know, it was real sports.
Yeah. But what kind of forced you girls to the position that you play? Like Cecile, why center was for you? Why you chose?
Well, I wasn't really the official center, Carmen Carter was.
Right.
But I used to play wing attack, but sometimes I would play center if something is wrong with Carmen
Right.
or something. So I used to play 3 positions.
You hear-
I used to play
Even
center, wing attack, and goal attack.
Okay.
I was fast.
I know. I know that.
When they get in licks, they would change up the team.
They say when you get in licks, you change up the
Yeah,
team.
they couldn't go with me, man. They couldn't go with me.
Ivan, stop it.
They couldn't go
Because
with me.
you always cursing because I had the handle on you. I was just all around you. Remember that.
They couldn't go with me. I used to shit the defense.
I would go around you and you would walk on me and I would get all the and she shot and stuff. Remember that? You used to be scared of me, Yvonne.
No way. No way. You wasn't even close. She would try to mark me from outside the circle and keep me out and sticking out chips and doing all them kind of things. Yeah, man. It was good. Angela,
But-
why are you good?
Marvin, if we pay, she wants me to be a winger because she get more ball more than anybody else. Ask her.
Yes, I believe that.
That's true. She like to feed me because she
Of
knows
course,
it's going in.
yes. She has to go to the best.
Yep.
But tell me some of the other, Yvonne was just alluding to some of the other
Yeah, like
good players that
Angela
you all-
Adams,
Yeah.
Islet Emmanuel, on the national team. Look, when the team is selected, right? Our team national was so good. Sissy, you know that. We would have the most players. Like 8 of our team players would be representing Antigua.
Wow, okay.
Sometimes 6. But we used to have the most players because we had the best
Yeah.
defense and the shooting.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, if you can remember the names, if you can remember, who were those players?
Islet Edwards was one of our defense.
Right,
Myself and Angela used to shoot.
right, I remember that.
Louis Emmanuel with the defense, Patrick King.
Patsy King was one of our defense.
She
too.
was also...
Yes, yes.
fine
Goal
girl.
defense.
And Yvonne, your sister.
And we had the same team representing Antigua. Islet and Patsy defending, Angela and myself shooting, Cecile wing attack, Carmen center, and who was wing defense? Joycelyn. Joycelyn Samuel. She
Joycelyn
died.
Samuel, Joycelyn.
Yes.
And then that was the main team, and then the other 5 reserves. I can't even remember some of the girls' name, but different young.
Remember that man who Agatha Man Warren?
Agatha used to play with
And then we have Clotilda. And then we have Brenda Williams.
Brenda Williams from
Williams.
Overs. So Brenda,
Yes.
Cecile and
And we have Auntie Baptist.
Ayanti from English Harbour, yeah.
You had a player also from Old Road. There was a player from Old Road, I don't remember.
Before our time, we had this
Ruth Williams.
Kelly and so used to play with Ivy Leaguers around Ivy League with Dr.
He-
Francis.
Francis,
Used to
okay,
coach
okay.
Old Road at that time.
Right.
You remember? Maybe
Who's that?
you won't remember some of those girls from Old Road. Dr.
Her sister.
Girls, that set of girls with Ivy Leaguers time, Dr. Francis used to coach them. So that's what that was the kind of team that they had at that time. You know, the Y, this team here, Robinson, Miss Wallen and them, Heather Bailey, Anta Jets and all those teams.
Those were the days.
Yeah, and then you had Cyclones too, the team from Bowland. So we had a few. From them.
What's Lana on them?
Yeah, they she died. We had a few players who died, you know, from the auntie.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pauline.
Yeah,
Pauline Simmons. Yeah.
she recently died too.
Who, Pauline,
Pauline.
We had 4, I think I can know 4 of them that
who
died.
worked with us in
Yeah,
the sports
yeah,
department?
she died.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, she died last year.
yeah.
Whoa, myself and her, we were the physical education teachers down at the Princess Margaret School.
Yes, yes,
Wow,
Yeah.
good to hear that.
yeah.
She was a very good player. Yeah.
Even you came and you played for Ovals after a while, did you?
No,
You never played for Ovals?
No.
no.
No, she wasn't in our caliber.
Cyclones.
Yeah,
one
okay,
time.
okay.
In both, I played for Cyclones.
Okay.
National, I leave and went and
So
played with
this is, I'm getting the rivalry here now. I mean, you know.
That was
Yeah, National Rovers and Teresa team
Eagles.
were the top 2 rivals.
Yeah.
Top 3.
But tell me something. So Cecile, you would say that National were your rivals. In other words, that they were the most difficult team for you.
Yeah, national, yeah, because that like they had, even Angela Adams was playing for y'all, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course,
she used to shoot with me. She was
Yeah.
goal shooter. I used to
Goal shooter.
Yes,
attack.
they were a hard team. Eagles was a good team too because especially in the defense with Teresa. Yeah, when you see that left hand coming around, you better duck. You know?
Yeah. I think we were more skilled than the netballers today that you're seeing because
But
of our
the
fitness.
thing about it, Yvonne, is that
Okay.
we were more dedicated and more hardworking.
Yeah.
Because we used to have to go to work, practice in the morning, come back, practice in the afternoon, and then go play matches. We were always going. That's the thing. You have to be dedicated, and the thing that I think about the netballers now is that they don't have that dedication.
Yeah, it was hard work too because beside that we used to, as you say, get up morning and still go to work and still go to practice and still play your team, your tournaments. And
Still get their kids, yeah, and they do good.
budgets that people have to pay anyway. And in the past, let's look back over the past 10 years with the phone and all these things coming in. We didn't have those things.
Yeah.
So we were more dedicated to go outside and play and go to practice and so on. Today, and your parents would encourage you too. But the thing is, you have to do your work. We used to have to sweep the yard, wash up the dishes, and then you could go to practice. Because we were so soup for the game,
Right.
that we would always be trying to do everything. Today, the children, the young people you have over the past 5-10 years, they're not as dedicated as Sissy. You say we were dedicated.
Right.
We would go home and sleep and wake up. Sometimes we wake up so early we'd be sleeping in the stand
No.
because it's dark, so dark, and nobody there,
You have
just
to wait
us.
till a little light.
Yeah,
They to use the word, they say, "I too soon."
yeah, yeah. They used to say we sweet. But it's
I remember one time that I played for one team, and as soon as like the village team, and as soon as that match was over, I just changed my uniform and went and played for the other team.
Whoa.
That's all we were. We were just going all the time.
Right.
You know? And we were fit too because Miss Warren and them make sure that we did our exercises. You know?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. We see a picture up there that's
Okay, I'll tell you that picture. That picture is when we went to Trinidad. That's the first time Antigua ever came third.
1975.
1976, I think.
Wow. All right.
Okay?
Yeah, 74.
Uh-huh.
74, 76.
No.
All right.
Yes.
So, okay, I see from perhaps your right and our left is that's Joycelyn, right?
Yeah.
At the far end.
Yeah, and Islet.
And Islet, where Islet? Who's Islet?
I can't see it very good. It's
She played defense for national team. Who is
where
that?
Islet. And then next to Islet. Okay,
I can't see very good. It's my little so small.
Okay, right.
And you can open it. I didn't know
But you know who I also see here from Old Road is
Williams.
that's right, Ruth
Yeah,
Williams.
Root. And Pamela Bird is there.
A lovely slim Root.
Pamela.
And what's her name again? Oh, I can't remember her name. She was from Potter somewhere.
Loretto?
No, what's her name again? No? I can't remember her name.
I didn't go to,
You didn't go to Trinidad?
no, because I was pregnant.
Patsy at the end.
I was pregnant that year.
Okay.
No. I was pregnant. I played pregnant
Wow.
with Sandra.
Remember I played pregnant with Anita too?
That sounds so good.
Okay.
Remember? When I get that Oh, that is some tank it. Yvonne, remember that team?
That rebel team. That was
That is tank it team.
Wait, call a rebel team?
that was a rebel team.
Why was it called a rebel team?
You didn't have no uniform and so on, so everybody just dress in their own clothes and act and all kind of thing. That's when I got the needle in my foot and they did the operation on me in St. Kitts.
Well,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
but in those days, right, you guys used to travel quite a bit, before tournaments and stuff like that. So
You know who was our manager there? Buckley.
I remember Buckley.
Buckley was our manager. And Heather Bailey was there too, right? It's-
Yeah, but too, Yvonne, the thing is that we used to work so hard, and while we are going to work and playing and practicing, the other teams, the other Caribbean teams like St. Kitts and Trinidad and them in camp.
Yeah, that's
You know, so I think if we had the opportunity to be in the camp like those players, and see who would have
we were in the top 3, but we would have maybe 2 because
that year we came in the top in the tournament, we would have been up there. Yeah.
Trinidad too, We almost missed Trinidad one year in St. Kitts.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But the gap is so wide now,
Oh, yeah.
I think netball is losing a lot of its players to
We,
football and
let me tell you,
athletics and also to basketball.
just as in every sport, right? You find that people have lost the interest. The love for, you have to love it.
Right.
Anything
Yes,
you do,
exactly.
tennis, basketball, netball, you have to love the sport to excel, and you have to practice. I remember when we were going to Singapore, I used to practice 100 shots a day.
Wow.
Oh my God, even more than that, I
For
think.
the world tournament, I tell someone and say, Yvonne, you have to beat Jean Pierre. And that was my goal, to beat the best in the world.
Right.
Because she was like number 2 and so on all the time. The girl could pass. She was, to me, like, the person that I look at, how the style of play, how she moved, how she passed the ball.
Right.
And then the finishing touch, man. She had that eye, hand, everything. She was quick. And so you look at people and you want to emulate that style, that personality in a way. And that is what people don't do. Everybody want to have their own style. You can have your own style, but you can look at people who are real good
All right.
and say, how that person could shoot like that, or how that person moves so. And you could practice your move. Because we used to be quick. I used to be quick with the shifting.
Right.
You watch even the world tournaments where they're playing people now. And if they had that then, I know I would have been there.
I hear.
Getting money if they had it in our time.
It is a professional.
In our
it's
time.
professional
It's
sport
professional now.
Yeah,
But they're not even, they don't have that skill. I watch them. It's just
Exactly.
pass.
And I was like, man,
used to have
I would love to be there right now.
Use all these skills.
Yeah.
You don't
Show them a small thing.
going out and they're getting paid for it. And you don't see them talented skill that we had. We were
Exactly.
shift around people, turn your back like basketball, roll and come on and lunge and so give me. Sometimes we playing and she holding the back. Give me on. You see me up? Because she might pass the ball, feel you did come on quick enough. And when she passes it, so then you have to move again and go all calm in.
But I hear the passion still in this conversation.
Man, I'm telling you, you just can't take it out of us. We have it, and it's going to be always there.
And it's big.
And sometimes when you see teams playing and they're not playing with the enthusiasm and the zest, it bothers you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you call love of the game.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Before time, the ball was thrown like high, and now they're bouncing it too, I mean, you guys used to do a lot of that.
Do that, we used to do that.
Shifting.
You just have to play, you know?
Yeah.
Everything is up.
It's like all the time, yeah. There's no, and I think that netball is one of those sports that I haven't seen any improvement in the game. When I say in the game itself, I don't know if there are new rules and other things.
Rules are always the same.
Yeah?
My man,
Landing.
it all comes down to dedication, like I say. It all comes down to love of the game. You have to love the game. And it all comes down to practice.
Yeah.
You can't just get up there and think that, and you have to be able to play as a team, not an individual. Else you're not going to make it.
Right.
It's a team sport.
That's right.
You see, the young people today, they don't have that. They don't even go to, I remember even when we started sports and games,
Right.
the same enthusiasm, because we were still players and coaching.
That's right.
And the same enthusiasm that we carry into the game is what we would instill in the players.
Right.
So we even had a good school team, you know that.
That's right.
I used to take them tour, our group of coaches. We go all over, take Karen and them, Esther, all those girls. We used to have tours every year where we go to different islands.
Right.
They wouldn't reach that level if they didn't have that firm
That's
background, that starting background,
Right.
where we instill all the things we know in them and we say, look, you have to work hard. We never used to have morning practice as such because they had to go to school. But in the evening, we would have our coaching, we run to West Indies Oil all over, come back, do the drills and so on. Young people, they don't want to do that.
Shortcuts.
They don't want to run. They don't want to do the thing. And if you say run 10 times, they figure you too rough, you too coarse, you too hard. They want somebody that's soft, nice them up. Marvin, come on, get up and run. No.
Yeah.
No. Because you didn't grow up like that playing.
Right.
You know when you reach that level, that is a lot of work you have put into it. A lot of dedication, developing your skill. I remember when we were going to Singapore, Sandra used to throw ball to me, the pole in my yard, and I'd run here, put it there, and shoot. I'm going to Trinidad. And if we didn't play one match, I think some African country didn't come, that's how Jean Pierre beat me. Because she played one match more than me.
More than you. Yeah.
Because and we said so. I said, girl, I'm going to beat you in this tournament.
Yeah.
So thank you for Oscar. We were very close.
But even, you have to say thanks to me because I used to feed you like crazy.
Yes, see, that's true.
And I love when yourself tall boy.
I used to feed her after. I used to love, sometimes I tell you, sometimes when she go home, I be even begging her because I used to stretch her. You hear me tell you? She put it right there. You can ask her. I used to stretch her. Shoot it.
Because you learn to catch to it, just let the ball just drop in your hand. Put it. Give me up. You know, because sometimes they might feel that the defense would get it, and I know I go get that ball.
Yeah. So you can say that the success of you girls in your time, right, is because of hard work and you were dedicated and committed and so, right?
Yes.
So
And it was the camaraderie too, because we are all good friends. And we all work hard.
Yeah.
So it's all of that. It's not just one thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bunch of things that come down to us being a good team. And we had a good leadership also. We can't do that Miss Walling and them because they were right with us there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
So
what kind of support did you get from like the association? Did you know? Because this also would help, eh?
Oh yeah, the association used
At
to
that
help.
time, yeah.
And the thing is too, why we played so hard too, we had to raise our own funds.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
We had to
We had to have bakers and car washes and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We raised a lot of our own money.
There's a lot of money too,
You know?
Yeah.
you know. So it was a lot. And I think too, because we had all that work doing, that too, you know, kind of really exceed
we were tired.
Yeah.
because we had to do that. Instead of that, the body doing that, like the other countries, they have a group of people who say they're the fundraising committee, and they would raise the funds and so on. We used to have dollar line in Market Street to raise funds when we were going to Singapore. People would pass and we said, put $1 and we have the line going all the way down to Shoals.
Wow.
You know?
But what was the experience like when you went to Singapore? They weren't much better than us, no?
No.
The other teams.
Teams from other countries that we never play against in the Caribbean. Because you have African teams, you have some of the teams, you had Singapore and some of those countries around there. Australia, New Zealand and all that.
And they were most of the top team, the New Zealand,
That's right.
Great Britain,
That's
and
right.
Singapore. And, Australia, yeah. But now, as I was saying too, right, that we are losing more of the girls. You know, netball was a girls' team. It was a game for women. And what we see now, like in the past couple of years, these girls are now going on to play soccer, football, or basketball.
Yeah,
One,
I see that.
and people kind of believe it's because there is a scholarship.
Yes.
That you can get scholarship.
Yes.
You know, you can, and even if you don't turn out to be, say, a Michael Jordan or a Messi or one of these top players, right? At least, you know, you can get a good education and then you get a good job. But in netball, you know, there was no
incentive.
No incentive for girls to go on.
No incentive.
But it's so funny that when Shanette came and worked with the sports program, I think she had gotten 2 or 3 girls into state college.
Okay.
So even here locally,
Right.
that should have been done for those who, it's not a netball scholarship, so they would be playing netball.
Right.
But at least try to give students incentive to move forward.
An opportunity to be
Yeah.
better, to be better, yeah.
And that's what the Caribbean Association didn't do and never do. I remember when we were taking teams away. We go to Barbados with teams, Trinidad, and those girls never lose a match. Ask Karen and them. They were beating those countries who were tops as school and as business players. We had we had that crop from school league coming up. And they were going and getting incentive. We go New York, we go and play in Canada tournaments and so on. We didn't have that foundation. If we had that foundation where we were going and playing in other countries, we would have been up where Jamaicans was at that time and Trinidad. Because Jamaica dropped out of Caribbean tournament to build a team. They figure, you know, they need to spend more time coaching, disciplining, getting themselves more mature to the game and so on. Miss Warren really try her best to lift the standard of netball. She even get coaches come in, you know, and help with coaching. One time we, you know, she wasn't one of those top coach that say England or Australia, but I think she read a lot and so on, and she tried to inculcate a lot of the things that she learned with the team. And so we were top in the Caribbean too.
I think so, yeah, because, I mean, when I hear like St. Vincent, St. Kitts and these kind of teams, you know, beating us and so, and I mean, when I think about you girls...
young people now, they don't want, some of them don't want to listen, and I say they don't want to put in the work. If you want to win and be successful, whether in sports or in your life, you have to cultivate good qualities in yourself. You have to set good goals for yourself as to what I want, just to go and turn around, and if I don't get the ball, you walk on the court, you're crazy. The school league.
None of that in our time. No way.
And Cecile, all those girls that used to go pairs and so, and we travel, and you not playing good. Coach sub, Miss Willis, sub sheet. You're sick. You come off. That's how they were. Had that same desire like us, because it was implanted in them. They say, she's sick. You're writing on paper. You're not playing good, come off, you're sick. And others want to go on and do well. And so the last batch of players that we had was Karen and all those people. They did well, but after that, the netball started sliding down. Right? Because
so what do you think you're going to take to bring it back?
Well, remember we had school league from the ministry, we had the village league competition, we had business league, and we had the association league. Now after our group, retired, take the early package and so on, the netball just declined because it was a lot of work. Because we're working in the ministry, I was coordinator in charge of everything, and so we'd organize all those leagues, and everybody were together working and trying to bring the netball. We had 4 different groups where we had from school league, and each school, some school had 4 netball teams, A, B, C, and D. So you had to have 4 and 5 divisions because so many teams.
So many, yeah, right.
And they had to work. But after things change, people don't want to do the same work. It starts from the head. And if the head have on the head and working and know what this is what you want to achieve and this is the standard we want to set and this is it, you have 5 schools to coach, you go coach them. But if as the head you don't want to work and you figure 2 teams is good from high school, and high school used to have 5 and All Saints used to have 4, you see where the players, you're having people moving up and then others coming in and getting the same coaching skill, then you have, you know, and that's what Jamaica have now. They have the school and all of that, and so they graphing all these ones. When those bigger ones gone, they still have a good batch that can win a tournament.
As a matter of fact, the game is such now, like it's professional, that that when you know, like Jamaica and Trinidad, and so when you know when they go on to play.
With Trinidad team really dropped. Just when Rachel and I was talking, they don't have the same thing. The same thing, the desire, the hungriness for the game. They have a player in the World Tournament now, she's getting paid, she's good. And Jamaica have, I think, 2 players playing in the top 3 professional league, and they're getting paid, you know. And because those girls are getting paid, we weren't getting paid, but we used to...
How come you don't get paid?
Huh? What was that?
And then we should have gotten paid. We worked so hard.
Yeah.
So
you guys paid yourselves, man.
yeah, we work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
did.
For club and country.
It was nice to see that I was awarded one of the national awards for the doing, you know, for the work that I did for netball and all of that.
Yeah.
And I hope more netballers, they would, well, I don't know if they have any coming up too.
Well, you see, this is the thing. This is one of the reasons why we have these kind of shows, to let people know that people who have contributed to the development of the sport that they played and stuff like that. And we are kind of encouraging the associations to actually do something, you know, of past players, you know. For example, if I ask you, or Cecile, what year did you start to play for the national team?
What year I started playing?
Yeah.
Jeez, that was so long ago, born Marvin. I don't know.
You have the thing.
I started.
If I started. How many times you played for Antigua?
Me?
Yeah. You understand? So this is what we're saying. We're trying to encourage the association.
From 74.
You see? You should be so something. I played 74. I had 88
myself
appearance for Antigua.
I started playing and we went to St. Vincent. That was the first tournament we went to. But in 60s, when they were going to Dominica with Heather Bailey, they wanted me to come as a defender. I was selected, but my mom said no, I was too young. She didn't want me to go anywhere. I was too young. But then I started playing. My first tournament was in St. Vincent in 69.
My first tournament I went to St. Kitts on the school team.
Yeah.
And I used to run sports for Antigua too. I went in the inter-island sports, like game St. Kitts.
Okay, what the event did you, what was it, 100, 200? What was the, what did you do?
I won the 880, and I used to high jump.
Okay, so
I used to do a lot of stuff.
So that means you had endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't underestimate me now.
No.
I wasn't fast, but yes, that's the word, endurance.
Endurance, yeah.
Because Carmen used to run it in 102. I used to do 8, high jump, long jump, and shot put.
Wow.
And triple jump.
Represent Antigua in recreation ground in those, in shot put and high jump.
You see? Wow. But
Yes, see, imagine, that's what it is. We were hard workers. We used to do sports, we used to run athletics, we do everything. So we were dedicated. That's the thing that the kids of today need. They need a little guidance and they need to adapt, you know what I mean? They need to put their all into it. That's like halfway. You don't do things halfway. If you want to reach somewhere, you have to be dedicated and you have to put in the work.
And a lot of work.
that's right. They say if you want to get to it, you have to go through it.
Right. You have to put the work in. It's not going to get anywhere.
And we were multi-talented, not just one sport. We were playing different sports.
But is that because we were seasonal kind of? We seasonal.
Yes.
There was a season for this and a season for that.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
football not playing. You have to find yourself doing something. You know, and
because
athletics
when
was
Lukey
that.
started basketball, I represent Antigua and St. Croix on basketball.
You see? Well, you're not too far from the netball, innit? But except you bounce the ball or
So,
something.
you know, we were just, as you say, seasonal, so you could play basketball,
Yeah.
and you could play netball.
Marvin,
You could play.
get this. I used to play soccer too.
Champion for years.
remember.
Jerry and I would mix doubles champion.
remember.
Nobody ever beat us in Antigua.
Yeah.
We played soccer cricket. We did everything.
I know you played cricket. Yeah, we played. You played some cricket too. Yeah.
And when we were playing business league, remember the first business league up at East Street? You know? Crowds of people.
Yeah. People used. A lot of people. Look, there was like they have a netball game now.
And we had so
And
all
the most-
all
the
the
mo- the-
business teams, all the businesses in Antigua, almost all banks and government buildings had teams.
That's right.
We need to go back to that, man. That's what it means. We need the community, supporting.
I mean,
I think that's what it
we
means.
used to play in the villages, so people used to come out and
Right.
And
So
that's how-
if a team from town went to a village, the whole village coming out to see
Of course.
that village.
Exactly.
You know.
That's look, we need to get back into
Okay.
doing for netball to really come back and have some interest for people. We need to go back into the communities, into the villages,
Yes.
and
I agree with that.
just bring the teams to town because
Right.
that's
Yeah. There's a one-sided stuff. Yeah.
You need to go out in the community. When we started to work in sports and games in '77, right in the Treasury building, that's what that was organized for. And around that time, the government had built all these courts.
Right.
Because to keep young people, especially the boys, off the street. There was a lot of young guys leaving school, didn't have nothing to do. Just remember they had a spur of smoking.
Right.
And so they built the courts, so that in every community had a court. When Reuben Harris built Freetown Court, you could stay downtown and see the lights.
That is true. Yeah.
And we
That was-
used to go to Freetown to not only coach but have a little mini tournament there, where the teams from town go Freetown on a Sunday. Brantu used to have his park up there, and teams used to go there and play netball. So there were avenues that open up to, keep people under control, not control, but have a where they can put out the energy. In basketball, netball, even tennis. A lot of those courts still exist. All in Bethesda have, Freetown have, Newfield have, Liberta have. There are courts all over. Cedar Grove. So it's not a lack of, say, you don't have this facility to play.
But what about the people, the people who could motivate and maybe bring, within the community?
You'd have
people,
to
you
go
people?
back into the community
You
and do
need
that,
people,
because that's
leaders.
what
You
we
need
used to do. You need good leaders. If you say, okay, this is the executive body, we need to start netball into the communities, so the executive members, you want you to go out and talk to people, or get other people who are interested in bringing back netball and doing things for netball, to go into the community and talk to people. If you know where Parish have girls out there, different guys who do
Right.
cricket, whatever, you say, look, Parish, we want to get a netball team. Organize some girl and send in Mervyn to coach them.
Right.
What little skills people have. Because that's how it started, using the national players to go out there who had the experience to coach team. Netball is a landing, passing, shooting, catching game. Those are the skills. So you send people, or you have people in there who have a sports community already. You ask them to get some girls, and you send somebody there to coach that team or help them. As soon as you organize,
they can go back into the schools also.
I was just about to mention
because the
that.
schools, they live in the village.
Yeah,
All those girls live in the community.
in community, in some community, yeah.
So if you have them, you can say, well, look, Yvonne, I want you to go and get your team. See if you can find some girls. Get them for me, come in to have a meeting such and such a time, and you're there to deal with them, explain what you want to do, what days you come in, and so on. You see?
So yeah, so one, it should start, well, the schools should be
Quality school program.
right, and then community, because
Yes.
and it's not necessary for netball alone.
No, every sport.
Every sport need to.
That's
Every
where
sport
you need to go back.
You need to, and
You need to go back
when
home.
you have zone one, if you want to take a particular area, for example, Power Piers, Holy Keys, and this zone one, and another area, and then you have competition within that zone.
But that's how
And
we
then the
use
champions of that
And
zone
then all 4 or
Champ-
5
right.
come to town and play in
and come into
Yeah.
a tournament,
Yeah.
and I think that will kind of.
You have to go back there, you have to go back home. But you need people. And today, Mervyn, we did a lot of work for nothing, for the love of the sport. No pay, no nothing. I used to use my car, drop coaches here, there, carry cold pot and chicken and fish and all kind of thing in my car. 'Cause I was the only one who had a car at the time. And for netball fundraising, I don't get a penny for gas, no nothing. You do it for the love. Today, oh, me want pay. And then the most critical ones. If you have time and the skill and the love for sport, put in the little time. You might be able to put in all the time that you usually used to, because people have their families. But you
Right.
organize in such a way that you say, okay, I'll go to Bowlands 2 days a week. Everybody want money. Where the gas money, I have to pay me. And we did that for free, and the love of the game and the love for people,
Exactly.
we want to get that done.
So tell me something. If like Karen now is now the president of the Netball Association, right? And I think she's trying.
Yeah, she is.
She really
is
trying to to bring back netball and stuff like that. If you were to call and you all, right, like Cecile, if you happen to be down here on a vacation at some point, and and try to introduce you to the former players, I mean, I know we don't have any old films to show what you used to do. It's people who have used to see you. Those are the people who have the memories, the memories. Oh boy, I remember when Ivan, boy, I remember when Cecile, I remember when Angela, I remember so and so. And people still talk about that today.
What happened to netball? Around?
Yeah.
I say, yeah, I tell her all the time she wants me to help.
Right.
Look, even in Antigua, even though I am not able to run around or whatever, I would, and they ask me to do something, I would contribute, because I still love netball.
I know that. I hear it in your voice.
I would do anything I can to help the sports to come back.
I hear.
And you still have
I will let Karen know that.
you
All right?
still have
Yeah, oh yeah. I think Karen knows that. He knows that.
Do you all communicate?
Hmm?
Do you?
Karen, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know. I saw her one time in passing when I was going home. I met her in Miami.
Okay.
But no.
No. Okay.
You
Okay.
still have this pulling thing. Every sport, I think, has
It's true.
undermining.
Yeah, and everybody wants ownership.
Yes.
Me do this and me do that
Yes.
rather than we.
Yes.
It's I instead of us. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to band together to do stuff, man. You can't do by yourself.
No.
You have to have help.
No, you have to have the support of people.
Yeah.
And some
Yeah.
you might assign certain work. I remember I did that. We were having a show. So we were going to Miami with the under-19 team. And we said, okay, we have to raise funds. And we had this show, we meet as an executive. And I think it's Vince here who said, let us piggyback off of the deanery dinner. You know, the dean, we had the thing every year.
Yeah.
And the people from there. So we work on it and say, okay, people had assignment to do, not do it. I didn't know them break dance and so on in the accelerator. We went to the different schools and tried to show them what we want them to do. And if you have one that really can, they say, come, Sissy. You go up and show them, and we put it into, you know, choreograph it. We had a big show. Some people didn't do no work. They didn't think it'd come off.
Right. And
So that's to tell you the pulling back and the, that it's not yours.
Look,
it's everybody.
Yeah.
It's not your thing.
Right.
So if we organize and we say we have 5 people to you do this, you do that, you do that. And then when you come together, me not get no time.
It's not netball only. It happens, as you said, it happens in a lot of sports.
So you now have to try to, so you not look bad, try to get
things
do
going,
everything.
yeah.
Try to do everything.
As a matter of fact,
And then it come off so good, we make over 16,000 some ton of money from the gate because people was to bring things to sell and so they do nothing. Huh? Burn make money the night like peas.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I remember also that Joyce O'Donoghue, she's now the coordinator of the school's netball program, right? And she had every year what you call a Miss Petite Netball from the teams, eh? And the teams were sending, the glamour one, the one that the glamour one. And I mean, the kind of support that just get.
Yeah, we
because
used to do
each team from a particular school
will
send someone in, and the supporters came with that.
That's a good idea.
We start, remember when those boys had the boot back,
Yeah.
we had a competition for that.
Yeah.
Where they would have the boot back singing with the,
Yeah.
we do a lot of fundraising. And I must say the girls, Candy, all of them, Olina, Ruth, Ruby, and so Joyce, we used to work together. And that's what we need now. When there's a breakdown, there's no success. You have to move as a group, a team, and say, this is what we're going to do. And this don't like that and don't like that. You can't have that if you want to grow. Once you want to grow, everybody have to say, yes, one mind, yes, this is what we're going to do. And if it's not done that way, there's no success.
And you see, the thing about the netball, it doesn't take too much. When I say too much, you can even get on a grass area,
Of course.
You can get in a grass area, right? And you just all you need is 2 pole, I think, with a rim, and it's portable. You could move it around, innit?
We used to do that. We used to do that.
You used to do that, right? Right, because Cecile, when you said in Golden Grove where you started, right?
Yes, grass court.
Right, it was at the Golden Grove school that you did it, innit?
Yes, and it was a grass court, just like you said, with the 2 poles.
That was
and then with white paint.
Right. And it wasn't all at it wasn't a big area per se, innit?
No, the lime is the lime, the white lime,
The white lime and market.
Exactly.
Everybody wants to get to YMCA. Everybody wants to come to YMCA.
That to kill especially the village, because village supposed to play in the community.
That's right. And the thing about it is that it's always the expense of those that live in the country, because they have to get the bus, getting a transportation to go out.
Yes.
And the town didn't really get, didn't want
Because
to go.
from the school community, you get people into the association league, or the same people would participate with those who are not from school. They mix up now with the village, and so you get that association team. But it takes a lot of work.
Even but back in the day, we used to go to different villages our school will go to like Liberta, and then Liberta will come back and kind of like interchange. That was a good idea.
Right, right. And then incentives for the players, like take them away somewhere, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Overseas
need to
experience,
see,
yeah.
get the overseas experience as well.
Right.
You know, 'cause that's where your standard of play would develop more, because you're watching all the players, how they play, and you know, sometimes just looking at play, okay, this shooter do this, or this defender, or this center can run fast, so need to block or need to do whatever. You see that, and then your game start to progress, you know, because you're watching and you're working out your own play in your mind of how to deal with that player. So it takes a lot of work. Can have a lot of work in.
I think that is the best way to do. I mean, I'm trying to encourage all the other associations that look,
it's
even in culture,
cricket, football,
in culture
everything
too,
you see.
we can even extend it to culture, right? Where you have steel bands from the different community. You know, you may have a couple from Point, really.
Oh, yeah.
But if you have steel band from here, steel from there.
What they were doing, what happened to the
That used to be
school band?
before time.
Yeah,
Yes, that is now that is going to get bigger than the whole national program. Just like in Jamaica, when the boys and girls athletics field is bigger than the national team. As a matter of fact, in Jamaica, sponsors come and look for them. They don't go look for sponsors. Sponsors come and say, look, we like to sponsor you for the next program, and they pick the bigger, the bigger
But you know, I
companies.
noticed to Mervyn, the business places here, like they don't like to sponsor. I don't know why. You have one sponsor sponsoring 3 different teams or 4 or 5 different tournaments, when the business people should be encouraged to participate, because it helps the business. It helps the business, and it's good for them. You know, if parents know, well, Bryson sponsoring our community team or village team, they would feel good to know, come out, and they will go and shop there because they're spending the money on our children, and so they would want to do the same thing. So we don't have sponsors like in our time. We used to have sponsors sponsoring teams.
Things were much better. I mean, then things were much better then. In playing, in sponsorship, everything. I don't know.
Even to sponsor a tournament, to say, okay, we want to start back netball, we'd like to have a sponsor, even maybe from the community.
In the community, there have to be some kind of business in the community.
You want to sponsor some trophies. It doesn't.
You don't have to start big.
Prize, no.
Just start a little, and then when they start to see things are improving, then they can come with something bigger, right? Yeah.
So the associations need help. I agree, it's a lot of sports, and Antigua's and everybody go to the same people, right, for sponsorship, right? So all you have to do then is allocate, okay, and know football going to come, cricket going to come, netball going to come. I have $500. I'll give netball 100, cricket 150, whatever. They could budget for themselves, because people going to come and want sponsor for the tournament, whether it's the trophies or whatever. So the business places could budget properly too, so that they could invest into different sports.
Well, you see, the thing about it too, right, is that the same people within the communities, these leaders in the communities who are going to try to organize, right? I mean, Liberta is a perfect example of it. Liberta, they have a sports club, and under the sports club is the netball, the volleyball, the football, the cricket, right? And they're organized enough to know that at a particular time, like September and October, those are the months when business places start to budget for the following year. So you know, when things are already budgeted, you can't go now because something is going to start in February, and you go February and say, can you sponsor us? No, they're already budgeted for certain things. So you have to look at the calendar of the financial way of doing business and try to sort that.
True, because Antigua Mesa Product used to sponsor the Business League. When BWI was flying, they used to sponsor school team, Mr. Josiah. Every year, we said, well, we'd like the sponsorship and we'd like it to continue. So every year we know, well, we have to send out letter to BB, or we have to send to Macy product for the business league. The only one wasn't sponsored was the village league, you know. But sponsors need to step up too.
I'm going to tell you guys just to hold on a little, right? Just to remind our viewers of our partners who have made Talking Sports and also the Antigua Talking Parish League possible. We're talking about ACB Caribbean, Simply Smarter Banking, also Blue Mountain Water, and you can get that to distributors, mega distributors, and they are situated on the American Road. Also, Cecil Charles Group of Companies, Seco Pharmacy for all your medical needs, and Hutchison Limited, and they're situated on the Factory Road for all your pineal juices. Also, plumbing and electrical was situated on the Potter's Main Road, and also Branchless was situated right here on High Street. Those are the people who have been our partners to make our show possible, and we want to tell them how much we appreciate it. And remember, we are on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram live at Antigua Parish League, and we are also coming live on CTV Channel 8. And also we are asking you to remember to like and to share us, you know, with friends, and let us know that we are here trying to bring back all the good memories of our sporting personalities and the contribution that they have made to where the sport is today. And we just want to let our viewers know that we appreciate them. Now, I want to talk about the business league, because I think that was a brilliant idea, because, you know, we were into better health. You know, we wanted to create some sort of physical activities for persons who, you know, who probably sit behind a desk for 8 hours, and when they finish working, they get in a car and they sit down again and drive home. And when they get home, they sit down and eat. And when they finish sit down and eat, they sit down and watch TV. And when they finish sit down and watch TV, they're going to lie down for 8 hours. So they're not on their feet as much as they should be.
We used to bring the housewives out, and the children used to be around with them, and so on.
And I thought that was a good idea, and that was something that was created by Sports and Games. And as a matter of fact, a couple of the banks, they had
Teams.
They saw it as something good.
Yeah.
Because their workers now, they got excited about it. Yeah. And of course the employees, the managers, and them say, well,
used
look,
to come out and watch the team.
They're not going to get sick easy. They're going to come work. They'll come work.
Yeah.
Even to talk about it. Even if they're sick and they beat the team, they hop into work just to talk about who they beat last night. You know?
True. It's true.
So
you had that family thing. It was kind of a family, you know, outing. Because the husband would drop the wives and the kids there, and they're playing around.
And when they come back and it's not finished, they stick around and watch and see what's going on, you know?
Yeah. I don't know how that would come back, Business League, because it was a lot of work to organize the different business places, and then some never played netball, and then you had to coach them, and it was really something else. People used to be more healthy, you know? And so more healthy. Yes.
And I think some of the business places, they would look for good players.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because people used to say, "Can we get 2 players?"
Because winning is everything for them, you know. It's not about fun.
We had that. Yeah, we had that happen.
You know about that Cecilia Rovers, right?
I used to play for business, yeah.
And everyone knows that with national.
You try to get the best players.
Everything. I remember the same Lions, our team national, we all cry. We used to take netball and winning so serious. One mistake an umpire did, and the match make Cecil and them beat us that year. Kicked out of hand to the man. And the umpire saw, but Roe. Now he never come to me.
And you're from over, so something like a fishy there, right?
He's alive, Cecil.
No, I was told that he died some years ago.
Oh, okay. Run behind Rosita That was the umpire. And you know, see, and cussing she, and she did looking, she battled with him, kicked the ball out Angela hand, down the road, they scored the goal, and the whistle blow off. And we sit down and have a ball, not cry, balling to lose the match. So the teeth again.
Man, it's all in the game, sweetie.
Is it on the record to see him?
We never lose. Even at one time, National had 2 teams, you know, because we had a junior team too. That was something else. That was
man.
But tell me something. When you guys traveled, right? And you went to Singapore and stuff like that, right? And you met with friends and stuff like that. Have you guys communicated with anyone that you have played against and stuff like that? You know, kept in touch, and you guys would talk about.
I had a couple of pen pals from some of the teams, but we lost contact right now because you know as we get older and we move away and stuff like that. But yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. You remember when Beagle's team came from England just before World Tournament to play with us?
Yes.
I had a lot of friends from that team.
I had one girl from St. Vincent. Every year she sent me a card and stuff like that.
Yeah. I have friends from St. Kitts too who does that. Yeah, we do. And those days it's not like on phone. You had to write pen pals, you know.
I know. And then when we go tournament the following year, we see everybody running and hugging and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
It was nice. It was really nice.
Yes.
You don't do this kind of thing anymore.
Yeah.
But I notice you guys call a bit about St. Kitts. You know, St. Kitts and Antigua.
Oh, that's rival. Yeah. One time police had to encircle us. Because
when you think it's an us
or something, and police had to come and take us off. Yeah, Antigua and St. Kitts are sports because I have good friends there. But sports, oh boy, Antigua and St. Kitts is something else. Yes. That group, like our group, because I went to St. Kitts with a team, and they were more, you know, like chubby, you know. Yes.
But Cecile,
Hi.
You know now, even now, you're very busy now with your church, with the church, and so as a Jehovah's Witness and stuff like that, right? And she's playing netball in a different angle now, you know. No, but she's still working with people to make people better and stuff like that. How is that going?
Lovely, because right now we on Zoom. We never miss a meeting since the COVID. As soon as COVID hit, we were right on target, so the meetings on Zoom and so on. Yeah, I do still witness by telephone, talk to people on the phone, encouraging them in these critical times.
All right.
And so that's the biggest part of my life for a few years. Yeah.
Well,
I've been involved with the netball. Before COVID, they had a league. I put in that league, you know, just for the exercise. But yeah, my focus is on helping to save lives. People live in paradise. Love would be all over. No more pain, no sickness, no death.
Right.
So,
right. And a lot of young people is involved in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Cecile, yes, you were saying now. I know you spend a lot of time in your garden, eh?
Oh yes.
I see beautiful
flowers and fruits and everything.
that's my hobby right now. But I'm a Christian.
Good.
So yes.
That's good. No, that's why I brought it up, because I know you all share the same
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but tell me about your everything that you're doing now. You know, I mean, now you're off the court, and you know, when you went to the States, did you play any netball there? Did you get involved in any netball there?
Well, when I was living in St. Thomas, I used to play. We had Carmen and I organized a netball team down there. We even went to Antigua to play in the tournament, but we got whooped.
Yes, yes.
We didn't have a Cecile and a Carmen and
Yeah, they got
We took a team to Antigua, but we didn't do very well.
no?
But up here in Florida where I am, they don't have that. So, if they did, I would probably be helping the coach or to do something
I'm sure you'll be,
in there.
you'll be the president.
Yeah, but we had some good times
Yes.
playing for our clubs and representing Antigua. That was very good.
But let me tell you something too, right? There was a different feeling, that when you line up, you lined up and then you heard your national anthem play. There was that thing inside you of pride and
Pride. Yeah.
stuff like that, right?
Pride.
You felt.
You out there representing your island.
You're representing-
Your stomach feels full. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was pure joy. I tell you.
It's-
But you see, the thing about it too, right, is that, and I think that they've kind of discussed it, that when you sing when you play, if you're playing the national anthem, then you can play the one verse, because there is no lyrics to it, But when you sing it, when you have somebody come live to sing it, your national anthem is in one verse. They always sing one verse. Your national anthem is 3 verses.
But they
so-
can't take up the time because you have so many teams to do that too.
Right. So
If you have
so
10
maybe
teams,
so maybe
you can't
it's
play
better.
the full thing.
Yeah, but that's the national anthem. You understand what I mean?
It would take up too much time, man.
right.
plus
So
the speakers and
it's
all
better
of that.
it's played then. So you better play it. Favorite speaker, we salute, bam, 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 and then each and every knowledge, even living for it. Once it's played musically, you don't have to play three
Three
verses, right? You just play the one.
Right.
Because the reason why I'm saying this too, right, is because the second verse, right, it's a powerful verse. Powerful verse.
But they would never do that, the whole
You
song.
understand what I
Only in
mean?
America they do.
Raise the standard and raise it, answer now to duty's call.
Oh, you think they should play that line for sports?
No, when I'm saying, no, but what I'm saying, if you're going to sing it, right, you have to sing the whole thing in its entirety.
You can't.
You can't
That's what
sing
telling
on one
you, you
verse.
can't.
No, you
So
look,
maybe
America,
for
America
sports-
don't sing halfway.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
sing, everybody sing, they play it.
That's America.
Yeah, but the thing
That's
about
the,
it is that I'm
Power
a
country.
lover of the second verse, right? it is calling on you as a well, as we in
Representative.
as we want to raise our standard and we answer no to duty's call. When those things get inside of you, right? Right?
Marvin very passionate about that.
So yeah.
You can pick out that to tell them to play that part. But they're going to start from the beginning anyway.
But our national anthem is really about, the first one is about our country. The second one is calling on the people to know about it, and the third one is calling on God to bless both the second and the.
You really study that national anthem, boy. People don't study it like you to bring out all them points.
They say you got the nation, save the nation. And I'm sure you will love the third verse too, Cecile, because he says, it's rain, sending rain,
Yeah, Mama Garden.
for your God. But I see we're winding down, but I want us to also really talk about some of the other players, right, that have played with you, that you that you thought were very good too? I mean, we did say about Carmen. Carmen. I mean,
Melvin, we had all good players.
I know. I
No,
know.
you just want to, like the name, mention the name.
I just want to mention,
You
just
need
in
to
the
weave
event
it too.
that they're listening and stuff like that, and know that you all appreciate them, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we should-
and then you have the
And I
pictures
will
there.
tell me if you don't think,
Call them out from there.
you know.
I don't have the picture.
They were called me.
Oh, let's be like, Teresa Emmanuel.
Teresa
We
Emmanuel.
didn't call Teresa.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Teresa with Anti-Jets and then Eagles and
And
so
then
on.
Eagles, yeah.
Matter Anti-Jets.
And then she was also the president.
One time.
She was
yeah.
also the president of the Netball
Yeah.
Association, and she
Yeah.
tried her very best to
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
to try to revive
Yeah.
the sport. So she must be given a
Okay, you
mention.
had Palmetto, you had Carmen Carter.
No, Carmen.
Yeah.
And, as a matter of fact, there too was who you played on the national team with.
Yes.
Roberta Charles.
Roberta.
Roberta
Oh,
Charles.
yes, she was talking about how she started netball sometime with her daughter in the basketball.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
yes,
That's
yes,
right. As a matter of fact, we were
She
trying to
was
get
in
her on this
Trinidad
afternoon
with
just
the
to say a
World
few words to
Tournament
you. Right.
Yes,
She
yes.
did mention all that, you know.
Yeah, so I
But
heard
so then again, you see,
that she was saying how she started from high school.
she played netball, but
Somebody tell me she was calling my name and so on.
yes. We wanted her
said,
to
"No, I
come and
didn't
say a
hear
little
that."
thing for you, and I'm sure you
Yes.
know I'm sure she tried, because she has always, when we call and talk to her, she always has something good to say about her time at high school and playing with you guys, you know. So
Yes.
and we're so happy that
We had
you know,
Yulita Weaver, she passed. We talk about
You know the part? I didn't even know that.
I mean,
girl, a
do
challenger, Lornette, a
you
challenger.
remember Mark's mother too?
Yeah, Jean Charles, used to be around netball. She was a worker.
Oh, you see.
She
Oh, yes, she was.
raised funds.
I
for
understand that
children.
she also did
We
uniforms
got
and do
Jean
the-
to play netball.
Huh?
I took Jean as a
She made her clothes.
Remember fast moving girls? That's what they call themselves. Fast moving girls, and anybody coming to see this fast moving girls. She kidding herself. Yeah, so we had Ayanti Baptist too, you know, Angela Adams, Islet. A lot of people played for Antigua. Some not as long as us,
Right.
but
Again.
Right.
come in and represent Antigua, you know. I was thinking of
Yeah.
writing down a lot of
Devil.
names, but
So
Yeah.
out of all these girls, okay, let me ask some quick questions, you know. Best defense. Just call out of all the defense, who was the best defense?
Patsy King, Loretta, Islet, Teresa,
I don't know, we had all our defenses were like outstanding.
they were good. They were good. Those
Every single one of them were outstanding. When they put them on there to play,
yeah.
you better watch out because all of them were outstanding.
Yeah.
Right.
Center court players. We
Centers.
had some good ones.
Centers.
We had some good center court players.
I know Carmen Carter was superb.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
No, look,
Beverly was good too.
on the program here too, no?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Carmen played cricket and football and athletics.
Yeah, that's-
She also
Track and field too.
she did track and field and
Yeah.
played football and cricket with the boys and them. You know, we played. You know.
Yeah, we had.
You know, she in those days they would call
All-rounder.
not all rounder, the other name man when
Manjan.
Manjan.
Manjan, yeah.
No, I mean, it's just that she was talented, you know. We
Yes,
looked at
yes.
her as the serious talent.
Yeah.
She was definitely an all-rounder.
Manjan a tomboy.
Your best swing attack.
Cecile.
Hey, right here. Present please.
Excuse me?
She was the best wicket.
Put up your hand in.
Nobody could pick up.
Present please.
No, honestly, you were one of my you were my favorite. You were my favorite boy. I mean, when I say Overs can't lose. I say Overs can't lose. Cecile Day.
Going place. And we want to thank all the executive members too,
Oh, yes.
and even those who started, Miss Maxwell and others, who started the whole Heather Bailey.
Right.
She what do you call Heather? She cantankerous, but
yeah.
she loved netball.
Oh yeah, she loved netball. Look, she has
loved
been in it
netball.
for a very, very long
From
time.
ever since, yeah.
And she's just like y'all. I mean, you know.
I thought Miss Warren too.
Oh, Miss Watt.
She was really good with us.
They work hard to
The late
bring the netball.
Greer, the policeman Greer.
Yeah. Otto.
Who-
Used to take picture man, umpire, so is Otto his name?
What about Fitz?
No.
Otto,
He used to live up the road there. He used to umpire. He was the only man who used to umpire netball.
What about Fitz?
Oh yeah.
Fitz Brathwaite, yes. Right. Fitz
Oh,
Brathwaite.
he's a netball, yes. And he's
We had Mancho.
gets sponsored.
Oh, he was good.
Yes,
came
for Mancho.
with us,
He's passed. Yeah, the late for Mancho.
We had Rudolph
Oh yeah,
Rudolph.
and Warden, Ashterman.
Pat White too was an administrator too. He's been around.
Around a long.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are people we want to thank for helping to develop ourselves, because they're really part of our training in helping us to develop to be what we are today. You know.
They supported us well.
Yes.
And tell me, just in closing, how did what did netball do to your life outside of the court?
Well, I got to travel and get to know a lot of places.
Good.
I get to meet so many people.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it was fun.
And so you saw the build camaraderie, like you can work with others.
Yeah, and I have some of the, up to this day, most of the girls, we can still be in contact and stuff like that. So, yeah, we are like a family outside of a real family. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, the training I've received in being around netball, playing from young and getting the guidance of people has helped me in my life to achieve goals that I set out to achieve.
Fantastic.
Because you have the training of people from all parts of life, from local or overseas, who try to instill different qualities in you. We grow up and our parents never be in sport and so on. Even to use knife and fork, we were trained to do that, because when we go to world tournaments, and so you have to at the table with people, and you have to learn to have those nice etiquette,
Right.
And
Marvin, I would like to say to Miss Yvonne Williams, thanks for taking me under her wings.
Okay.
Because she used to watch me like a hawk because I was younger.
Right.
And Carmen Barton, who was like my sister.
Right.
They look after me, and I appreciate it.
Fantastic.
I love our camaraderie in the court. You say, Mr. Shoot him!
But something,
After that, we hug up and think. She says, see the nice pass me gave, eh? Drop the back just so. Drop the defense back to get the ball that she threw. Yeah.
And in a sense too, I mean, I've experienced it too, and I'm sure you guys experience it too, right? But before, you felt special because after you perform well for your country, and you walk the streets and people, people would kind of adore you, and they always had you like a hero.
Yeah, recognize
you and stuff like that.
Yes.
I mean, I don't.
Sometimes I go into some business space. I say,
Right.
you know me, Yvonne Williams, netball player. or something.
Right. No, I'm telling you, yes.
You
And,
know,
and it's a
you
good
feel
feeling.
nice. Oh yeah, especially
good
when you go
feeling.
to some offices and so on to do business and people know you.
That's
yeah,
right.
you feel good.
That's right,
And
that's
some
right.
people know you to help you to get things done, and so yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Fantastic.
a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to thank Jehovah for life because he supports us and give. You know,
That's right.
Cecile, the other day I fall down and damaged my shoulder. And I say, all them years, 3/4 my life playing netball, I never damaged just my ankle in Trinidad. And
But you know, I used to have to wear my braces.
I damaged my shoulder. Could you imagine?
Getting older, Yvonne.
Well, look, we had some fun. I really enjoyed this afternoon, and it was lovely seeing you, Cecile. And we wanna
nice
thank you,
Cecile on
thank you for
Facebook
coming on. You know, we're Facebook and friends.
Share.
But I don't want
Anytime you want to talk netball, I'm here.
and all our fans and our players that we played there with, we love you and we had fun, and it was a good family playing netball, traveling and so on. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah.
Great.
And thanks for having me, guys.
Oh man,
I appreciate it.
So having me too,
it was our pleasure. It was our pleasure. I mean, you know, and two of my favorites, you know, and it's like I hit the lotto. And I want to thank you all very much for coming on, you know, and we just want to simply say now on behalf of our executive producer, Taddy Arundel, and along with our sponsors, ACB Caribbean, Blue Mountain Water, Cecil Charles Group of Companies, Seco and Seco Pharmacy, along with Hutchison Limited, Plumbing and Electrical, and Brands for Less, we want to say bye for now until next week, Monday, when we will bring you another exciting episode of Talking Sports. Thanks again, guys. We really appreciate it.